everybody, it's Romania Black, and happy late Halloween. I'm recording this on Halloween, actually. My coworkers and I dressed up as Joes for work, and I was average Joe. So I got home from work, and I realized the moment I take this headband off, my hair's gonna go and just explode with static. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep this on and record something that I've been wanting to record all of October, but now it's November, so here we are. It's Hanako-Kun. I can say his name right. Toilet Bound Hanako-Kun. So Toilet Bound Hanako-Kun was one of the very first series that I watched for this channel. I love it. I'm still reading the manga. I'm waiting until a couple more manga chapters are published before I do a review of the next manga volume, which would be volume 21. But I love this series so much. It's creepy, it's cute, it's heartwarming, it's sad, it's hilarious, it's disturbing. It's like, it's got everything you could want. And I feel like if you're an anime only person, you might be like, really? This series? But honestly, read the manga. It gets crazy, right? And they're doing a reboot of the anime, which is really exciting. So I'm excited about that. But with that being said, I have been told for a long time now that I need to read the after-school Hanako-Kun manga, which I just haven't had time to get to on my channel. I was like, well, one day, maybe when I finish the manga, I'll go back and get to it. But then I heard that they were doing this, and I was like, well, or I'll just watch this, and it'll be great anyway. So I honestly wanted to do it all in a big lump because there are 4 episodes, but they're only 10 minutes each, which is like not a lot to go off of, right? I almost wish they'd just done a big special, like a 40-minute special, and released it in one episode. That would have been better, but I'm not going to complain. It's new content. But I wanted to wait till all 4 were out because it's really not a lot to talk about with a 10-minute episode. So now all 4 are out. It just took all of October to have it happen. So I apologize for this being a very late Halloween video. It's in November as you're watching this. But just think of it this way, like you're at home, you've gobbled up all this chocolate and peanut butter and candy, and you're sitting there like having a food coma, and you're like, I wonder what I'll watch. And here's Romania talking about Hanako-Kun. So I don't know anything about this series other than it seems like it's kind of like Bungo Stray Dogs 1 or Modao Zushi Q or Attack on Titan Junior High. It's kind of like just a cutesy little aside story. It doesn't seem chibi though, so let's make that distinction. It doesn't seem like a chibi series, but it seems like a little offshoot that's like kind of like outtakes or fun slice of life stuff, which my channel's pretty heavy right now, so some slice of life stuff sounds pretty darn good. But yeah, so this old average Joe is going to sit down with a cup of Joe and watch Hanako-Kun. Tried to make that work. It didn't exactly go over well. But, and I'm curious to see what these 4 episodes are going to give us. So there's a link down below to the 4-episode reaction. I don't know how long the discussion will be for each episode, but I want to go back and kind of discuss it afterwards and talk about it. But I am watching the sub because I like the sub voice cast a lot. The dub voice cast is fine. I've watched the English dub of the first season, but the voice actor for Hanako, it just doesn't sound right. I don't know. There's no other way to say it. They don't do a bad job. It's just once you watch the Japanese sub and then you watch the dub, you're like, oh, the voices do not fit the characters exactly as good as they do in the Japanese. So that's what I'm sticking with. But I'm glad that there is a dub. Might go back and rewatch that at some point just to see. So, but I'm excited, y'all. Thank you all so much for supporting me on YouTube and on Patreon. Thank you all so much. This is the last extra I'll probably do for a little bit until like into November, and then do maybe a couple more. But I've wanted to do this all month, and I had to wait until Halloween to be able to watch this. So go figure. But consider this your Halloween hangover. We're going to watch Hanako-Kun, the Hanako-Kun Halloween hangover. Yeah. We're going to dive into this special and see what we get. So 4 episodes, 10 minutes each, should be a fun time. But we're going to get this started here in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Oh, well, I decided to take that off anyway. Oh my gosh, this was so cute. This was so freaking cute. And it felt so good to be seeing Hanako-Kun like voice actors actually hearing their voices again, because I've been reading the manga for like how many years now? I think I watched Hanako-Kun back in 2020, so it's been like nearly 3 years. What? It feels so good to hear their voices after so long. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it kind of has been. So wow, that's so amazing. But yeah, I just absolutely love hearing their voices again. The voice actor is actually a voice actress for Hanako, does such a good job, right? And then Yashiro Nene. I love Yashiro was like such a quintessential like teenage girl, but she's like what I would have been in high school. And she's just like, how did I get in these situations? And then I get so torn because I have like, there's the love triangle of shipping of Yashiro with Ko, who is a complete like sweetheart, and then Hanako, and then she's in love with Teru, the hot one that's absolutely batshit crazy. And you're like, no. And then of course I want to ship Ko and Mitsuba, but it's like, I feel like this definitely falls into the canon of the anime and doesn't really incorporate too much from the manga. So I don't really want to get into manga spoilers in the discussion of it, but super, super, super cute. I forget how and the animation and style does this really good job of being both creepy and kind of disturbing at some points where you're like, oh, and then just drop out hilarious and cutesy. I forget the Moki. I love the Moki because they're so adorable and they're merchandisable, as they say. But then they want to destroy the world. And it's like, no, they are honestly these little demonic little ghosts. But because they're harmless, they can't really do anything. But the one with the gun and the rifle, I was like, oh, this is so weird. There were some definite weird moments in this little compilation, with them with the little gun and the knives, and then Tiara saying she wants to make one her slave. I was like, and the candy plantation. I'm like, why are we going down the slave route with this series? It's so weird. But oh my gosh, the Moki be ambitious. I love that one. I love the idea that their attack to destroy you is to hug you and suffocate you. Which is really, really funny. And then Hanako, I like that Hanako is very flirty in these little episodes, and Yashiro was like, no! But kind of the ongoing thing in the manga, not spoiling anything, but the ongoing thing in the manga is that Yashiro does like Hanako. She just doesn't know what to do with that because he's a ghost. And Hanako likes Yashiro, but he doesn't know what to do with that because she's a human. So it's this like forbidden love sort of thing. All that fun stuff. All that good garbage. But those were really, really super cute. The Kokuri-san, oh my god. I feel like it was playing on the Kissing Tree. I feel like it was playing off of that episode because you have Akane who's in love with Aoi. I love their names are just reversed. And I love that he's in love with her, but she doesn't quite get it. And then when they use the Kokuri, which is basically the Ouija board, whenever they use that, I love that it instantly says he has a crush on Lemon, and she's just like, oh, well, because she secretly really likes him, but she doesn't want to say anything about it, and she's kind of oblivious that he likes her, and then, of course, she's like, oh, we'll have a good life together, and he's like, no! And then poor Lemon is stuck being the third wheel, right? Absolutely wonderful. And then Mitsuba, I freaking love Mitsuba. And if you've watched the anime, then you know that this Mitsuba is the one that's been, reconfigured and all of that from Tsukasa. And so it's not quite Mitsuba, but it is Mitsuba. But I wanted more with Mitsuba and Ko, but I guess since we were not adapting manga content yet, we can't have those things. But I did want more with Mitsuba, but I like the idea of Mitsuba, gaining friends. Tsukasa is terrifying. Even in this, Tsukasa is absolutely terrifying. Just, even in the alternate universe, I'm like, Tsukasa, you just look at him and you're like, something crazy is going to happen. What do we do about this? And then I love the idea of Sakura and Natsuhiko. Natsuhiko is the flock of Hanako-Kun. Natsuhiko is such a poser, and he's such a dork and such a loser, but you're just like, because he's like, I'll be your friend. Then he tries to seduce Mitsuba. I'm like, what are you even doing? Oh my god. But Sakura is, I would say, out of all of the characters in Hanako-Kun right now, manga and anime included, Sakura is the most mysterious to me because she lets on very little. She plays her cards so close to the vest, and you don't exactly know what her deal is. You just don't know. So she's such an intriguing character to just kind of look back at and be like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? What is going on? She's fascinating. I like Sakura's character a lot. And so then, yeah, the apparition feature. I forgot that Suda voiced whatever his name is, Sukigamorchi or whatever. His name is so long, it's hard to remember. But I forgot that Suda voiced him. I'm like, yes, my first like dunk into the voice acting of Suda is, you know, Nanami-kun, Adult of All Adults, and Mermaid Man in My Tub, and Way of the House Husband, and so many other roles. But I'm like, Suda is magic, and I love him. And I forgot that he voiced that apparition. So the fifth wonder, I believe, is the fifth wonder, because I think the second wonder is the fox girl, Sako. Yeah, but I like the idea that they get a cold and it makes their traits as ghosts become more apparent, and then the Moki like try to take this opportunity to kill Hanako. And instead they get infected, and that's that. I think maybe my favorite, because of how ridiculous it was a Moki Came Home With Me, because we haven't really gotten a lot into Tiara in the anime at all, which is the younger sister of Ko and Teru. The anime doesn't really go into a lot of detail with her. We just know, I feel bad for Ko, because Ko is the quintessential middle child. You have Teru, who's the eldest sibling, and Teru is like the prodigy, he's the class president, he's the hot one, like he has all the fangirls. Like Teru is like, has like eldest child syndrome to the max. And then you have Tiara, who is like the baby of the family. The dad was so excited when she was born. She's freakishly strong, stronger than her brothers. She's super incredibly strong. And then you have Ko, who's like the more average of the family, and he's like the middle child. But I love Ko. He's so sweet. He's just a sweetheart. I love him. In the manga, he's amazing. And I feel so bad for him. Because he has these two crazy siblings who are more alike than not alike, and he has to deal with them. I'm like, oh my god. And then she's like getting all Cersei Lannister up here being like, I'll marry my older brother. But I feel like when you're a little kid, you don't quite understand how things work. And so marrying your older brother has a different context when you're like 5. So I feel bad for Minamoto Fairy, the little Moki. She did save its life though, but she didn't even have a sword. She just like slapped that monster and killed it with lightning. So that's a thing. But oh my gosh. And yeah, I would love to see the anime get back into the swing of things and give us more with the Minamoto family, because there's so much with them in the manga, and I'm just in love with their dynamic. I think it's amazing. So then we have the truth of the Moki, which the idea of the Moki brainwashing Yashiro while she's sleeping, hilarious. I love that she just like is questioning everything, and Hanako's like, stop that, what are you doing? I love the Moki were constantly a threat throughout this entire, like all 4 episodes of the Moki were a threat, and Hanako's like, what are you doing? Stop. And then the Kamome Monster Nursery School. Now, I don't know what Kamome, I don't know the significance that Kamome has, if that's like a last name or something. But we do know that Sakura, I like that in this alternate universe you have Natsuhiko, who is the double agent underground spy, which, okay. And then you have Sakura, who's like one of the head researchers there. And then you have Tsukasa and Hanako, who technically, because they're ghosts, are older. Makes sense. But then Ko's older too, so... But I like that you have Mitsuba and Yashiro. And again, from the previous episodes, we established that Tsukasa was trying to be friends with Mitsuba, and Yashiro's friends with Hanako. So you have that. But I like they're these little dragon monsters. And you kind of have like, you have the chaos of Yashiro and Tsukasa together. And yet Sakura's like, maybe it's better they're not together all the time. I'm like, yeah, it's like chaos on chaos. And then you have like the soft inner sweetness of Hanako with Mitsuba, and it just matches up really, really well. And it's freaking adorable. So this made me miss the anime so much. And I don't know how I will go about it if they reboot and I honestly, if they redid the first season, I don't know if I would react to it, because if I reacted to it, I don't know if it's got enough new stuff that it would be worth it. But if they went on and adapted a second season, of course I would react to it. But I'm still waiting for a couple chapters to come out before I can watch, before I can check out volume 21 of Hanako-Kun. But this was absolutely adorable. I want a Moki for my shelf. The art book is something that I would love to have with Hanako-Kun. I would love to have the art book, because as you guys have seen in the end credits and everything, like the artwork for the series is gorgeous. And I love it so much. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll get one. We'll see. But this was super adorable and I loved it. And I'm really excited to see what else we get for the future with Hanako-Kun. But at least volume 21 will come down the pipeway probably before Christmas. So that'll be exciting. I'm hoping to get the next volume in before Christmas. So yay. But I'm so glad I finally got to see this. I cannot tell you, it was so hard waiting week to week, being like, okay, when's the next episode coming out? I want to watch it. Come on now. And then having to wait until now to see it. I was like, ugh. But worth the wait. This was absolutely adorable. I need to go back and rewatch it in the dub now and see what that sounds like. But I'm so excited to hear your comments down below. I know there's probably more after school content that could be animated. I'm hoping that maybe in between seasons they will animate more of this in the future. That would be great, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. So in the meantime, I'm excited to hear your comments down below. I hope you all have had a wonderful Halloween. I hope you have a wonderful November, and I hope you all stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back very soon with more Hanako-Kun. Bye!